Hey there guys, welcome to my new channel. Here you'll find lots of Photoshop videos, speed art videos, that sort of thing. So this piece is a test run for an idea that I've had for a series that I'm planning on doing in the future. The idea was to see if I could take emotion on a person's face and see if I could shift the meaning of the emotion. So I started with this picture of an old lady who is obviously happy, and I thought by changing the background elements and the lighting and the coloring, I wanted to see if I could shift the meaning of that smile from one of a happy old lady to more of a sinister kind of evil grin. So that was the idea, and I think it worked quite well. Like I said, this is just a test. In the future I'm planning on doing more of these with different images and seeing if I can morph different emotions on different faces. So here I felt like she needed some kind of like war paint on her cheeks to make her look a little bit more evil. And I achieved that just by painting on a new layer and then playing with the blending options until it looked good. And then the fun part of trying to mask out around hair. I didn't have to be too particular in this area though, because I knew that it was going to be dark and you weren't going to see a lot of detail there. No point being too pedantic with little details when you're not even going to see them in the final thing. So then I found this picture of a gross looking cigar online and thought that would be a pretty cool thing to add. The only problem is that it was obviously shot at a really shallow depth of field, and so the back of the cigar was a little bit out of focus, but I guess that doesn't matter because it's going to be very dark at the back anyway, and so hopefully you won't notice that. Once I cut it out from the background, I used the transform and warp tools to get it roughly in the right place so it looked like it was in her mouth. It took a little bit of back and forth, but I think I got pretty close in the end. Once it's properly lit and shadowed, it will look a lot better, definitely. And then I used the liquify tool to open up her mouth so it looked like she was actually holding the cigar between her lips. The liquify tool is a lot of fun. You can definitely get some really cool results with it. It can be a little bit frustrating sometimes though, but if you're patient and take your time, then you can get some really cool results. And then I found this army looking dude online. I think they might actually be renders from a game. I don't know, like a Call of Duty or something like that. Either way, I thought they looked pretty cool. I can use those for her uniform. So I cut out the shoulders and masked them in. Unfortunately, it was a pretty low resolution image as well. I mean, not super low resolution, but once I expanded them up to the size of her actual shoulders, they did go quite blurry. But again, it shouldn't matter because they are going to be quite dark in the final image, and I think the cigar is going to be covering a portion of it anyway. They looked a little bit rough at first, but it all comes together in the end, once it's properly lit with the correct shadows applied and everything. So then it was time to put in a little drama into the background. I wanted a big fiery explosion, which I could use as a light source to light up the side of her face, and kind of adding a light source like that kind of helps you to bring all the elements in together. It makes them look like they all fit because you've got a highlight on one side, shadow on the other side. It makes the colors a little bit more uniform. So I found this image online of a big fiery explosion. Actually, I think it was a burning house, burning building. And I turned it on its side and played with the blending options until I got it looking pretty cool. That's a good trick as well. Blending options are your best friends when you're trying to blend fire or explosions or fireworks or anything like that into a background. Usually those kind of things are shot against a dark background anyway, and so playing around with blending options like multiply or lighten or even overlay, you can get some really awesome results without having to worry about masking out the actual flames themselves. And now to the fun part, lighting and shading. This is my favorite thing to do because it's really where everything starts to come together and starts to look like a single cohesive image rather than a sort of a collage of random bits and pieces. It can be a long process of back and forth, changing things, changing them back, changing again, tweaking color values, all that sort of thing. But I find it really rewarding, and I can just sit for hours and tweak things and change the lighting, change the color values, and just play and see what works best. So yeah, that is pretty much it. After I finished tweaking the color values and adding light and shadow, I add a few more random elements, a grenade hanging off the helmet, things like that. Anyway, I will shut up and let you guys watch it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe, because I would really like to keep making these. And it's hard for me to justify spending the time unless I know that you guys are enjoying it. So yeah, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.